Dear students, welcome to RATS, Racing Against Time for Students in Pathology. And we shall continue with our classes in hematology. A case history as usual. A 45-year-old scientist working in a central government research institute was brought to the hospital with severe dyspnea and ecchymosis. Ecchymosis means there is a massive patch-like bleeding. His blood counts were hemoglobin 6 grams and total count 2800 cells per cubic millimeter, platelets 30,000 per cubic millimeter. Obviously, these are all the reasons for the ecchymosis and the dyspnea. This initial bone marrow aspirate was a dry tap, and after supportive treatment, the bone marrow aspirate turned cellular. So, what is your diagnosis? Discuss the etiology, pathogenesis, and lab diagnosis of this condition. I hope you people have made the diagnosis. It is aplastic anemia. The importance of this topic is given in the enclosure. The term was coined by Early in the year 1888, and by definition, it is a marrow disorder. I'm emphasizing on the word marrow because I have earlier mentioned what are all the absolute indications for bone marrow aspiration. One is aplastic anemia, two, megaloblastic anemia, three, ITP, and four, multiple myeloma. So it is a marrow disorder characterized by the diminished proliferation of the various cell lines reflected in the peripheral blood as pancytopenia. So all the cell lines are suppressed, and hence we get what is called as pancytopenia in the peripheral blood. And coming back to it, is pancytopenia the same as aplastic anemia? No. The answer is not correct, because pancytopenia is a peripheral blood finding and aplastic anemia is a bone marrow finding. You can get pancytopenia in the peripheral blood with a normal marrow also. What is the pathogenesis? You find that there is a reduction in the number of stem cells, or there can be defect in the stem cells, defective environment in hematopoiesis, or it can be immunological also. So fundamentally, many people think it happens to be a stem cell disorder, but sometimes there can be an external destruction also. So we shall see. And what we are seeing on the screen is a chloramphenicol, a dreaded antibiotic. In fact, it has been a life-saving antibiotic in many a disease, such as typhoid. But then, with some cases turning out to be a pure aplasia, it has fallen into disrepute. But still, it is a wonder drug which can act when other antibiotics can fail. The mechanism, the pathophysiology. This is the stem cell, and as we had seen earlier, there can be an environmental disorder bringing in viruses, drugs, etc., which can affect the stem cells. So the stem cells become genetically altered, as a result of which you find that there is a decrease in the proliferative capacity, and this leads to bone marrow aplasia. So this is one route of action. In another, you find that there can be some kind of new antigens, and to them there can be antibodies and various markers which can bring into action, and as a result of which there is an aplasia. So in one, it is a passive reduction and then a bone marrow aplasia. In another, there is an active suppression, again a bone marrow aplasia. This will be the pathophysiology. Please do remember this. A wonderful mnemonic which I picked up from the net, and I would like you people to kindly by heart. It is a stupid mnemonic. It has got no logic whatsoever. Lionel Messi, maybe a prominent sports person. I do not know. L, long-term exposure to toxins. I, ionizing radiation. O for others. thymoma, graft-versus-host disease. N for nocturnal hemoglobinuria, that is paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria. E for Epstein-Barr virus. M, medication, antibiotics, anticonvulsants. M again, it is for anticonvulsants. Myelodysplastic syndrome. E for eosinophilic fasciitis. S, seronegative, non-A hepatitis. And S again for Schwarzman-Diamond syndrome, which I usually call as Diamond-Blackfan syndrome. I, idiopathic, and F for Fanconi anemia. Please do. And I have always told you students, there are certain parameters which are very important in hematology. One is the blood picture, two the bone marrow. Three will be the other investigations. Now let us go to the blood picture in a case of aplastic anemia. It is a pancytopenia. Pan means all, cyto means cell, and penia means reduced. So there is a decrease in the RBCs, the WBCs, and the platelets. Sometimes they are variably suppressed. One will be suppressed to say 80%, another can be near totally suppressed. When two lineages are suppressed, it is called as bicytopenia. When all are suppressed, it is called pancytopenia. RBCs are normocytic, normochromic. WBCs are reduced in number. In fact, neutrophils will be reduced most. Lymphocytes are relatively increased. Relative means it is only a ratio. Even the lymphocytes are absolutely reduced, but they are slightly more than the neutrophils. That is called relatively increased. Platelets are reduced in number. It is because of these reductions, the pancytopenia, the RBCs, WBCs, and the platelets, that the patient has the manifestation. There are also certain things called as severe aplastic anemia, wherein the WBCs can be as low as 500 per cubic millimeter, platelets less than 20,000, reticulocytes. In fact, reticulocytes will be almost zero. It is less than 0.5%. And the marrow cellularity is less than 25%. So this is a blood picture. Though it is non-specific, we will have to write it in the answer. The bone marrow is the characteristic finding. It is the absolute indication for an aplastic anemia. And look at this bold letters. Always we must mention these. I have told you earlier, cellularity, erythropoiesis, leukopoiesis, megakaryopoiesis, lymphocytes and plasma cells, mitosis, abnormal cells, and iron stores. Whatever be the question in hematology, the bone marrow, you people are going to write this. So let us go to them. Cellularity, it is reduced. It can be hypocellular. Sometimes it is almost acellular. The marrow is called an yellow marrow. Yellow is fat and the red marrow is the cellularity. Yellow marrow will be more. Dry tap, as I had mentioned earlier, there won't be any yield at all, so it is called a dry tap. There are some differential diagnoses for dry tap. One is an aplastic anemia, two, it can be a myelofibrosis, and so on. All the others are easy. Erythropoiesis suppressed, leukopoiesis suppressed, megakaryopoiesis suppressed. So almost all of them are being replaced by fat. Lymphocytes and plasma cells are relatively increased. They are relatively increased. Mitosis is absent because there is no proliferation. No abnormal cells. Iron stores are normal or increased because they are not being utilized. So this is one. The bone marrow is a characteristic one. It can be asked as a university question as a short note, and aplasia itself can be a short essay or an essay. Look at this one. This is a picture of a bone marrow. I would like you people to kindly spend a few seconds and concentrate. These are all large fat vacuoles. Please count the percentage of the picture occupied by the fat vacuoles. And these are a few cells, most of them being lymphocytes and some plasma cells. Bone marrow is totally hypocellular, replaced by fat or the yellow marrow, and there is not much of erythropoiesis or leukopoiesis. Compare it with this. This is a normal marrow, and these cells are the megakaryocytes. Look at the florid cellular proliferation, which I am not seeing in the previous picture. Compare this with this. So, are you able to see it? There is a clear contrast. Cellularity, no cellularity. Megakaryopoiesis active, no megakaryopoiesis. Erythropoiesis seen, there is no erythropoiesis. There is a red marrow over here, there is an yellow marrow. Tap will be yielding cells, there is a dry tap over here. And for the confirmation, we'll have to do a bone marrow biopsy and not a bone marrow aspiration. And this is a Jamshidi needle which can be used for confirmation. There is an entity called pure red cell aplasia. Only the red cells are suppressed. And it has been found by Diamond and Blackfan. I have also given it in the mnemonic earlier, in the year 1938. And it is called the Diamond-Blackfan syndrome. It can be associated with thymoma. It need not be associated with thymoma. When it is not associated with thymoma, it can be a Diamond-Blackfan. When it is acquired, an acquired red cell aplasia can be associated with thymoma, a tumor of the thymus. And this is a list of dry tap I had started mentioning. Now you people can complete it. Aplastic anemia, myelofibrosis, hairy cell leukemia, multiple myeloma. These are all cells, but sometimes they can block the needle, therefore you don't get healed. Metastatic carcinoma, faulty technique. So you can please mention this, and the foot line can be sometimes excess cells can block the needle, therefore we do not get a yield. Fanconi anemia is one of the last things I would like to mention. It is familial. There can be cutaneous pigmentation, skeletal malformation. In fact, it is radiologically diagnosed before genetic diagnosis. There can be neural and renal malformation. And there is a diminished amount of DNA repair. Therefore, there is more of defects getting formed. Because of the Fanconi anemia, the patient can go in for aplastic anemia, leukemia, and recurrent chest infection. Anemia because there is no hemoglobin. Leukemia is a wrong signal to the stem cell, and recurrent infection because of suppression of leukopoiesis. So the patient can be seen, it is almost like a bird, the face. It is a basic chromosomal disorder. Bird-like face is seen in a case of Fanconi anemia, and there can be obvious skeletal defect. Here, in the forearm, there is a single bone instead of a double bone. And what is the treatment for this? As I told you earlier, in the case of the scientist who came to Jipmer, he was working and probably he was exposed to certain agents, as a result of which he developed aplasia. The first thing will be removal of the causative agent. When the patient is removed from the source, there is a chance of replenishment or a recovery of the marrow. Severe anemia, you will have to give packed red cells. It will be required. Platelets in the case of thrombocytopenia. And sometimes, in order to stimulate the granulocytes, we will be giving either the colony stimulating factor or the colony stimulating factor for the granulocytes and monocytes. So all these are the modes of treatment. However, many a time it is a failure wherein the bone marrow transplantation is the ultimate method of treatment. Steroids can be given, and there has to be immunosuppression. Next is a small topic, but it is closely linked to aplastic anemia. As I told you, pancytopenia is a peripheral blood finding, whereas aplastic anemia is a bone marrow finding. Pan means all, cyto means cell, and penia means reduced. All the cell lineages are decreased. Very important from the clinical subject's point of view. So it is defined as the concurrent presence of anemia, leukopenia, and thrombocytopenia, due to which the following clinical features are manifested. Anemia mainly results in cardiopulmonary manifestations, infections because of WBCs, bleeding because of platelet decrease. And in some cases, some, not all cases of pancytopenia, there will be a massive splenomegaly, that is myelofibrosis. Please students remember 3 M's for massive splenomegaly. 1 is malaria, 2 is myelofibrosis, 3 is myeloid leukemia, chronic myeloid leukemia. Usually, in a case of pancytopenia, by definition, the hemoglobin is less than 12 grams, total count less than 4,000, platelet count less than 1.5 lakhs per cubic millimeter. That is, it is lower than the lowest value. The blood picture shows a normo or a slightly macrocytic RBCs, not much of anisopoikilocytosis. Anyway, a bone marrow examination is mandatory to rule out an aplastic anemia. So this will be the blood picture, not much, but then these are the causes for pancytopenia. I would like you people to read it. They are from my book, one page. Infiltration of the marrow, disorders of spleen, pernicious anemia, severe infections, and aplastic anemia. Aplastic anemia by itself also can be a cause for pancytopenia, but all cases of pancytopenia are not aplastic anemia. So if you feel that this is a little difficult, quite simple to my knowledge, then go in for this. So there is a mnemonic which I had deciphered for the students. And in this one, I find that there can be aplastic anemia, B, bone marrow infiltration, C, cytotoxic drugs or chemotherapy, D, disseminated tuberculosis. From here, F, Fanconi's anemia, H for hypersplenism. Go to M, myelofibrosis or megaloblastic anemia, N, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, O, overwhelming infections, P, paroxysmal nocturnal hemoglobinuria, as well as pernicious anemia. You can include pernicious anemia. Q is the question. And the other causes are R for radiation, S for subleukemic leukemia, and T for tumor metastasis.